platform finally made the grade. Google Pixel 10 reviews are rolling around $800 for the standard trade. NASA's climate satellites under attack. GOP's quest to kill the Earth watching eyes. Like buying a car and run it off track. Science versus politics under the skies. Money talks and policy walks the line. Billions flowing like water, changing the game. From Silicon Valley to Brussels design. The future's expensive, but who's to blame? OpenAI's spending spree sets the pace for tomorrow's world in today's race. COVID vaccines in a patchwork maze. Gray areas everywhere, who qualifies? Apple September event in just a few days. New iPhone variant before our eyes. Pocket Johnson plays with living plants. Mushroom music goes from viral to real. Technology gives nature a second chance to make the sounds that help us feel. From AI settlements to satellite fights, every story connects in the digital age. Spending billions to claim the heights, while we're all just players on the same stage. Money talks and the policy walks the line. Billions flowing like water, changing the game. From Silicon Valley to Brussels design. The future's expensive, but who's to blame? OpenAI's spending spree sets the pace for tomorrow's world in today's race.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to your Saturday News Roundup. It's 4 p.m. Eastern, and wow, what a day for tech and business news. Let me start with the biggest story that's got everyone talking. OpenAI just dropped some serious numbers on investors. We're talking about spending projections that'll make your head spin. $115 billion through 2029. That's $80 billion more than they previously expected. Now, I know what you're thinking, that's a lot of zeros. But here's the thing, this shows just how expensive the AI race has become. These companies aren't just throwing money around for fun, they're investing in what they believe will be the future of technology. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, Google is dealing with some serious regulatory heat. The European Union just slapped them with a nearly $3 billion fine for abusing their advantage in the ad tech space. And here's where it gets interesting. President Trump isn't happy about it. He's threatening trade actions against the EU, possibly including fresh tariffs. It's like watching a chess match where every move has billion-dollar consequences. But it's not all regulatory battles and massive spending. We're seeing some positive developments too. Anthropic, another AI company, just reached a landmark settlement with authors for $1.5 billion. This is being called the first of its kind, and it's significant because it shows AI companies can face real consequences for using copyrighted material in their training data. It's setting a precedent for how the industry might handle these issues going forward. On Wall Street, Robinhood is celebrating a major milestone. The retail trading platform that became synonymous with pandemic-era investing is joining the S&P 500. It's quite a journey for a company that faced serious scrutiny during the GameStop saga just a few years ago. And speaking of tech milestones, Google's new Pixel 10 is getting reviewed, and the consensus seems to be that it's perfectly fine for its $800 price point. Not groundbreaking, but solid. Sometimes that's exactly what consumers want. Now, here's a story that might surprise you. There's a new musical instrument called the Pocket Scion that lets you make music with plants. Remember those viral TikTok videos of someone controlling synthesizers with mushrooms? Well, now that technology is becoming accessible to regular folks without spending thousands on specialized equipment. Not all the news is upbeat, though. NASA's climate monitoring satellites are under political pressure again, with GOP lawmakers continuing their efforts to defund these Earth-observing missions. One scientist compared it to buying a car and then running it into a tree to save on gas money, a pretty stark way to put it, but it highlights the tension between scientific research and political priorities. And if you're wondering about COVID vaccines, well, it's complicated. We're dealing with what experts are calling a patchwork system, with lots of gray areas about who can get vaccinated and how. It's a reminder that even years into the pandemic, we're still figuring things out as we go. Looking ahead, Apple fans have something to get excited about. There's another September event coming up with what looks like an all-new iPhone variant, plus the usual list of useful upgrades we've come to expect. What strikes me about all these stories is how interconnected everything has become. You've got AI companies spending unprecedented amounts while facing legal challenges, tech giants dealing with international regulations, and new technologies emerging that blend the digital and natural worlds. It's a fascinating time to be covering tech and business news, and I have a feeling this is just the beginning of some major shifts we'll be seeing in the coming months.